Yes. So everyone carefully listen here. Here in this particular program, this program is for stack, and we are using concept of classes as well as concept of constructor and destructor in this particular experiment. So anyone unmute yourself and tell me how we define stack. How to define stack? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me. Stack is working in which fashion? We already covered the stack in subject data structure. So anyone tell me stack is working in that is correct. So stack is working in LIFO, that is last in first out fashion. And stack having only one end open. And what it is called? Anyone who can tell me? Stack having only one end open. So that is called as? Anyone unmute yourself. Okay, so both the answers are correct. Having only one end open, and that is called as a top. So whenever we go for definition of stack, we can say that stack is an ordered list in which insertion and deletion takes place from only one end, and that is called as a top. So anyone you can tell me which are operations present in stack? Which operations are present in stack? What we call insert in stack?
Push and pop.
Push and pop. So insert is called as a push, whereas deletion from a stack is called as a pop. So this push and pop, these are the operations which we can perform on a stack. So we have to go for performing these operations. We know that you can represent a stack using two different ways. One is stack using array, another one is stack using linked list. We had seen the program for stack using array in the C language, but go for a program for stack using array, but in C++. So what we have to do here, we have to go for hash include IO stream. So anyone you can tell me why we include this IO stream? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me why we include IO stream here? Quickly, anyone unmute yourself and tell me why we are including IO stream here? Okay, I will answer. So here we are including IO stream. This is a header file for C++, and for functions like C in, C out, we are going to use this IO stream header file. For example, in C language program, we had included hash include stdio.h. So that stdio.h, it is standard input output.h, that is useful for functions like printf, scanf. So here in case of C++ program, we have to include IO stream. Then here we are defining macro. So this is we are going for stack using array. So array has needed to be declare a size. So here we are declaring macro for size. So here I am writing comment like whenever you want to write a comment, then you have to go for backslash 2 times, and then you have to write like this macro for array size. So here hash defined. So this is useful for defining a macro, and the name of macro is size here, and the value of macro is equal to 10. And then we know that we are using namespace std. This particular line is useful whenever we want to use C in, C out, then end L. All these are present in IOStream header file or IOStream library. But if you want to use these functions in your program, then you have to use this using namespace std. So this is useful for defining scope of this C in, C out, and end L to this particular program. What is use of C in? Anyone you can tell me? Use of C in. What is use of C in C++?
To get the input.
Yes, this answer is correct, to get the input from user and store in the memory like scanf in C language. Similarly, what is use of C out? What is use of C out? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me what is use of C out?
To get the input from user and store in the memory like scanf in C language. Similarly, what is use of C out?
What is use of C out? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me what is use of C out? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me what is use of C out? So it is used as
Now,
a printf statement. It is used as a printf statement in C language. We know that printf statement is useful for printing something. So similarly, cout is useful for printing something. And here after that, this is new thing what we have to done here in this program. So we are declaring a class here. We are declaring a class here. So anyone you can tell me carefully. Listen this question. My question is, in C language, what we will use for defining a user defined data type? Anyone answer me? In C language, what we will use for declaring a user defined data type? Anyone unmute yourself and tell me what we are using for declaring user defined data type? And that is asking in C language. I am asking in C language.
Function. Main
Okay,
function.
so function is not a correct answer. The answer is we are using structure. So structure is a user defined data type. We have to I have to tell you that structure is a user defined data type, and we had declared structure like a type def, then struct keyword, then name of structure. And structure is useful for collecting members of different data type. Like you can go for declaring structure for student, so that's the student structure contain roll number of integer type, name of character type, and the marks of that student is of float type. So in this way, you can go for covering different types of variable or combining different types of variable in a single entity. So it is called as a structure. And anyone you can tell me, if I declare a variable of structure type, then how to access member of that structure using a variable which is of that structure type? Anyone you can tell me how to access members of structure?
Arrow operator.
So this answer is correct. You can use arrow operator as well as you can use dot operator for accessing members of structure. We can say that whenever the variable of structure is a normal variable, then you can use dot operator. But when variable is a pointer one, then you have to use arrow operator. So that is concept of structure in C language. So similar concept of structure is carried forward in C++, but that is in terms of class. So class is again useful for defining user defined data type. Class in C++, it is used as a defining user defined data type, but there is one major difference between class and structure. Everyone carefully listen here. There is one major difference between class and structure. You can declare variables like here I am declaring variable name as a top, then I'm declaring an array inside this class. So it is possible to declare variables as well as array in case of structure also, but it is not possible that you can declare a function under structure. Everyone carefully listen here. Whenever we are going for the major difference between class and structure, it is that you cannot declare function inside a structure, but it is possible that you can declare a function inside a class. So this is the major difference between class and structure. Both are using same way. So you can declare a particular structure type variable, and you can access members of structure using that structure with the help of dot operator. So in similar manner, you can declare a variable of class type, which is called as an object. So object is a variable which is of class type, and then you can access members of that class using dot operator also. Same dot operator is used in case of class also. So point is that the class is useful for you defining user defined data type. And one important property of class is that you can declare functions under class. So that is not possible in case of structure. And the functions which are declared under class, they are called as member functions. And the variables which are declared under class, they are called as members of class. And again, there is one more concept that is not present in case of particular structure. So that is access specifier. There are three types of access specifier in case of a class. You can go for public, private, and protected. So public means the variables as well as member functions of a class. It can be accessed by anyone. So it is publicly open. Private means it is restricted to that class only, and protected means it can be useful by that class as well as the what we can say, that parent class of this class. Here there is concept called as inheritance in a C++. We have to go for inheritance in some other program, but in case of inheritance we can make a number of classes. Like one class is called as a parent class, another class is called as child class. So in case of protected access specifier, you can go for accessing the members which are declared under parent class by a child class. So this is difference between private and protected. Public means anyone can access that particular whatever we have declared under class. And there is a syntax for declaration of class, as like there is syntax for declaration of structure. So the keyword class is used here, like class is keyword that is useful for declaring a class, and stack is the name of class. You can go for any name. For this program it is stack, and under this I am declaring some variables. If you have any doubt you can ask. Any doubt?
Sir,
in
what
this?
about default?
Okay, default. So default,
The scope of default.
everyone carefully listen here. The default specifier, if you are not declaring a specifier, then by default it is private. The access specifier, if you are not declaring anything, then it is by default private. But if you want to declare it as a public, then it can be useful for that program as well as for other programs also. So under this class name as a stack, I had declared one variable top. I know that stack contain only one end open called as a top. Then I am declaring an array having name as a, and size is a macro here. For the size macro is provided. So the value of size is equal to 10. And again, that is the integer type of array. And this is declared under class. So they are called as the members of class. And now I have to go for declaring an access specifier, like either it is public, private, or protected. And under this, I am going for declaring some functions like push function and pop function, similarly display function, and then st underscore empty. So everyone carefully listen here. Before pushing an element into stack, we are checking this condition whether the stack is full or not. And before popping an element from a stack, we will check condition whether the stack is empty or not. So for checking those conditions, we are writing function for that, like st underscore empty. This is for checking whether the stack is empty or not. And the function st underscore full, this is the particular function that is useful for checking whether the stack is full or not. And all these two functions are having return type as an integer, means they returns a value which is again an integer. So return type of this pop function is again integer, but the return type of push and display, so this should be void. And all these functions are declared under class, so they are called as a member functions of a class. And they are having access type like public, so anyone can access this particular functions. And after that, again under this class, we had declared variable here, we had declared functions here, and after that again the name of stack is, or name of the class is again present here. Everyone carefully listen here. The name of class is stack, and same name is called here, but it in terms of function. And opening and closing parenthesis after something is called as a function. So stack and then opening and closing parenthesis. So this is called as constructor. So there is a concept in C++, so called as a constructor. Here we have to call a constructor, and whenever you want to go for initialize the object or initialize the variable, so directly initialization is not possible in case of C++. You can directly write like this, int top equal to -1. So this is possible in case of structure, but in case of class it is not possible. You cannot directly initialize a variable in case of class. So instead of that, you have to call a constructor for that purpose, and name of constructor is same as name of class. Here the name of class is stack, so the name of constructor is again same, and constructor is useful for initializing objects of class, and constructor is also a member function. So under that constructor, there is only one line. We want to initialize the value of top. So we know that initial value of top equal to -1. And now after ending of constructor, we have to go for destructor also. So there is again another concept in C++, so which is again a member function. So you have to call the destructor. Again, name of destructor is same as the name of class. So stack is destructor here. And then how to define a difference between constructor and destructor? So difference is this particular sign. So this sign is called as tilde sign, TILDE. And this sign is present before the destructor. So whenever you want to go for differentiate between this constructor and destructor, so you have to differ it by using this tilde sign. And this destructor is useful for deallocating the memory which is allocated for that particular object. So here we are printing only one line like this. Destructor is executed, and this is the end of destructor, and then there is the end of class, and after end of class we have to go for semicolon. So this particular class having name as a stack, which contain first variables are declared like top and an array is declared. This is first thing which we do. Then we have going for setting access specifier. It is public or private or protected, but generally we are going for public as a particular access specifier. After that, we had declared some functions here like push pop, display, then stmt underscore, then st underscore full. All these functions are declared under class, so they are called as a member function. Then we will go for declaring constructor, because I want to initialize here the value of top. So you can write like this, top equal to -1. And similarly, the object is, or the memory for that object is needed to be deallocated. So for that purpose, a destructor is called. So this constructor and destructor both are member functions as they are called inside a class. Then there is the end of this particular class and semicolon. And whenever you want to go for difference between constructor and destructor, so both having same name as a class name, but only a tilde sign should be present before the destructor. So in this way, you can differentiate between constructor and destructor. So till then, in this program, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Till now, you have any doubt, you can ask. Carefully listen here. We are declaring a class having name as a stack. And after that, again, we have to go for writing definition of all these functions which are declared under class. So first we will go for the definition of this st underscore empty function. So this function is useful for checking whether the stack is empty or not. But before this name of function, there is something is written like int and then stack, and then there are 2 times dot should be present over there. So everyone carefully listen here. Stack is what? So stack is name of class. Here we are declaring stack as a name of class. So stack is name of class here. And then what is this 2 times colon operator? So this is called as a scope resolution operator. 2 times colon, it is called as a scope resolution operator. So everyone carefully listen here. Here we are going for writing definition of st underscore empty function, or it is called as method in C++. Function is also called as a method in C++, and it is written outside of a class. Means this function is declared inside a class, but the definition is written outside of class. So you have to go for accessing the class, and for that purpose, a scope resolution operator is used. So point is that whenever you want to go for accessing any function under class outside of that class, then you have to use this scope resolution operator in this way. Here int is the return type of that stmt, and stack is the name of class. And here you have to use scope resolution operator because this function is declared inside a class. And then there is the definition of this function. It is only useful for checking whether the stack is empty or not. So that can be checked by using condition like if top equal to -1, then you have to return 1, because here this return type is integer. So either you have to return 1 and or you have to return 0. Means if this condition is satisfied, means top equal to -1, means stack is empty, then you return 1, else you have to return 0. Similarly, we have to go for another function which is declared under same class st underscore full. Again, it is declared inside a class, so we have to use scope resolution operator and name of class here, and it is for checking whether the stack is full or not. So here we are checking like if top equal to size -1, then you have to return 1, otherwise you have to return 0, else means other part. Similarly, there is definition of push function. And again, push function is defined inside a class. So again, you have to go for name of this class and scope resolution operator for accessing that particular function. So whenever we push an element into stack, the top get incremented. So we have to write like this top plus plus and a of top equal to x. So here is x is data to be pushed into stack. So that should be equal to x, means top value of top is equal to x. Then similarly, we have to go for definition of pop function. Again, pop function is declared inside a class. So name of stack, name of class and scope resolution operator is must here. And here we are going for declaring variable r. And here r equal to a of top. Whenever we know that whenever we pop an element from a stack, then the element which are at top position that can get popped first. So we have to go for popping element which is at top position, and then it is stored in variable r. And then when element get popped, then top position is decremented by 1. So here it is written like top minus minus, and here return type is integer. So you have to write like this return r. So r contains the variable which is at top position and which get popped. Similarly, we have to go for definition of display function. So again, display is declared under the class. So we have to use name of class and scope resolution operator after this function return type. And here we want to display the stack element, and it is programmed for stack using array. So we are using a for loop here, and we have to go for printing all the elements of array from starting from first element to the top element. And we are printing message like stack elements are before that. So this is definition of display function. So we know that as this C++ language uses bottom-up approach, so the main function is always written at the end of program. Whenever you compare this program with C language program is a top-down approach. So the main program is present at the top in case of C program, but whenever we are going for C++ program, it uses bottom-up approach. So the main program is always after the end of all function definition. So now all the definitions are ended. So I am going for main program here. Here we are declaring some variable like answer, which is of character type. You have to put a value of answer as a yes or no. And then here we are declaring a variable of stack type. What is stack? Stack is the name of class. So we can say that whenever we can declare a variable of class type, that is called as an object. So here there is a comment like creating an object S of class stack type, and you can access members of structure, members of class using this S with the help of dot operator. For example, you can write like this S dot top, then you can write like this S dot a of this particular anything. So in this way, you can go for accessing members of structure or members of class with the help of dot operator. And I required some more variable here like OP for option and X and Y variable. And inside this, we are going for creating a menu. So a do while loop and switch case statement that should be present over here. Like we have to create a menu. So a printf statement or in C or C out in C++, it should be used here. And one of the option is entered by user, and that is stored in variable OP. And then that OP variable is provided to this switch. So according to the value of OP, it goes to the respective cases. So case number 1, we have to go for calling push function. But before pushing, we have to check whether the stack is full or not. So here we are checking condition like if not equal to s dot st full. Everyone carefully listen here. St underscore full. This function is declared under class. So inside class. So you want to access these functions with the help of variable or with the help of object which is of class type. So you have to use dot operator here. So s is object here that is declared inside a main program, and with the help of dot operator you can access the functions which are declared inside a class with the help of dot operator. And if this condition is satisfied, means stack is not full, then you can go for number to be pushed, and then you can call this push function here like s dot push, and the data which we want to push here is in variable x. Else part means this condition is not satisfied, means stack is full, then you can print message like stack is full. This is case number 1. So before calling push function, we have to go for checking whether the stack is full or not. Similarly, in case number 2, we have to call pop function. But before popping, we have to check condition whether the stack is empty or not. So here it can be checked like this. If not s dot st underscore empty, means stack is not empty, then you can call pop function, and whatever we have pop, that is stored in variable y. And then I want to go for printing y using cout statement. Else means opposite of if, means stack is empty, then we will go for just printing message like stack is empty. And finally, we want to go for calling the display function. So if this condition is satisfied, means stack is empty, then we have to go for displaying the stack is empty. Otherwise, we will go for calling display function. And this ends this case number 3. And finally, we have to go for, we are going for that declaring answer as a character type of variable. So here we are printing message like, do you want to continue? And the variable answer is provided to that. Whenever answer is equal to yes, means capital S or small s, then it continue. Otherwise, it not continue. And then there is a end of main program. And then there is a semicolon. So this is what we can say that the program for this particular main program. So point is that here what we are doing, again, once again, I am saying, first we declared a class of stack name. Then under that class, we declared some variable and array. Then we declared some functions related to stack. And finally, a constructor and destructor is declared inside this class. Constructor is useful for initialization of object. Destructor is useful for deallocation of memory, which is allocated for object. And then there is the end of class. After that, we have to go for writing definition of this st underscore empty, st underscore full, then push, pop, and display. But in each case, as all these functions are declared inside a class, you have to use this scope resolution operator. Without scope resolution operator, you cannot access the particular functions or variables declared inside a class. And after that, there is a main function. So main function contain different cases. And in case 1, this push function is called with the help of object and dot operator of class type. In case 2, this pop function is called. Similarly, in case 3, this display function is called. So this is program for implementation of stack using class. Now I have to run this program. Before running, I have to compile this. And if there are 0 errors and warnings, I have to go for running this program. So whenever I am running this program, it creates a menu like this. First option is push, then second is pop, third one is display. Suppose I am selecting first option, then it goes to the case number 1 of main program. And then it is asking like, enter the number to be pushed. Suppose that number is equal to 32. And I am hitting an enter, then it is asking, do you want to continue? So you have to, again, 2 options, either yes or no. So for yes, you have to go for a variable, for yes, you have to go for key y, and for no, you have to go for put n. So I want to continue. So I am writing Y here. Then again a menu is open. Again it is asking like either you have to go for 1, 2 or third option. Suppose I am again pushing something in that stack. So I'm writing like this, option number 1. Again it is asking enter the number to be pushed. Suppose that is equal to 89. So now stack contain two numbers, 32 and 89. And we know that the size of array is equal to 10. So maximum 10 element you can store in this particular stack. Again, when I'm hitting enter, it is asking like, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. So again, I'm hitting enter. And now I want to display the elements of stack. I know that the stack contains 32 and 89. So I am going for third option. So whenever I'm selecting third option, it display like stack element are 32 and 89. Do you want to continue? Yes, again, I want to continue. So I'm putting Y here. And then again, I want to go for now popping the element from the stack. We know that 32 is inserted and then 89 is inserted. So whenever we are going for popping, then 89 get pop first because stack is working in first out fashion. So I am putting option as a second. Then it should be entering. It should be showing output like removed element is 89 because 89 is element inserted after the 32. So 89 get pop out first. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue again. So again, I have to go for second element to be pop. So it is showing output like removed element is 32. So now we had pushed two element 32 and 89. Similarly, we had pop two element also. So stack doesn't contain anything here. So still I'm going for pop option. Then it's showing output like stack is empty, means nothing is present in stack. And similarly, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. And again, I'm going for displaying function or calling display function. Now I know that stack doesn't contain anything. So the output should be again stack is empty. And again, it is asking, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. So again, that menu should be present over here or that displayed. But now I don't want to go for any option. So suppose I am selecting third option, then it again same display like step is empty. So I don't want to continue. So what I am doing, I am going for option instead of Y, I am going for N for no. And whenever I am hitting this, so here there is a line called as a destructor is executed. So everyone carefully listen here. Destructor is useful for what we can say that deallocating the memory which is allocated for that object. Here the object is equal to S and the memory for that object is allocated, and that can be allocated using constructor. But if you want to go for deallocation of memory, then you have to use destructor.